Hey, hey,
Hello.
everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, live, replay, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever you're watching this.
That's it. How's it going?
Cheers to life. Cheers to you.
Cheers. Cheers.
We celebrate you. Cheers, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
We celebrate you, each other, what you bring to the world, the uniqueness of you and who you are.
Boom.
Boom.
So.
What are we chatting about? Normally you're like, right in.
Right in. Well,
Not
because
today.
I like to let people
Not
know.
Today.
I like to let people know what is coming so they can decide.
Yes,
is this
if
what
they
I'm hanging
want to
around
hang
for?
around
Right.
and stick around. It's
Instead of having to listen to 10 minutes of, hey, cheers, whatever, they get to the thing.
I'm totally. I appreciate that when I'm watching something because sometimes people just go around and like after 5 or 7 minutes it's like, well, what is this actually about? I want to know if I actually want to sit here for 30 minutes and listen to you.
But you didn't let me get there today, so we're sitting here listening.
Right. But when I'm doing it myself, right, I want to like just say hi, just like, hey, how you doing? Anyway, say hi to us. Let us know where you're watching from. Go ahead.
I titled it, When You Lose...
when you've had enough.
When you've had enough and you lost motivation or something like that.
Yeah.
So...
How to...
I didn't put a how to.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the how to might be...
So... Again, just helping you identify, you know, who am I, why do things come up, work the way they work. I just want to maybe ask you, and we'll go back and forth and see what's going on. So I come up a lot with the subjects we are talking about and then kind of throw them out and let you weigh in, right? That's how we work.
That's you know, because I can talk about anything, literally. But I tend to go all kinds of directions. I'm very like, you know.
Well, even though you even said you like to talk, but you don't want to figure out what we're going to talk about.
Not necessarily, unless there's like a thing, you know. I just I don't even really need to know, or you can tell me right before.
Yeah, you do like to know right before. You still like to know what the. Yeah,
sometimes.
You're like, what is it?
I just want to know, like now, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to be in the first and have to answer. And then I'm like, well, what type of question? You know? But I just tend to not always go in a straight line.
Sure.
You have a beginning and an end and kind of know where you want to go.
Yes, so today I did not have any inspiration of...
Oh, it's been real.
What we were going to talk about at the last couple days. And so, but what I want to help you to do is to maybe identify your personality style and why you're maybe in a spot where you've had enough or you don't know what to do. So for me, because again, personality is not to box you in, right? It's a platform from which you're building from, you're understanding yourself, you're understanding people better.
But that's important, right?
Yes, but so I'm not saying that you can then... You know, that you go, well, I'm this, and I box myself in and limit myself, or we are trying to box you in.
For sure.
But since verbal communication is on the opposite side of who I am, it's only, what's today? Thursday. I think I've had my week of not just me talk. Like yesterday, I listened to a lot of trainings, and so actually having to listen to someone talk took me to the place where I'm blank on what to say, and I don't really want to listen too much to anybody else talk right now. Like I want to either read or think and have my own space. So that's where I'm at. So then
I come with the question. So, babe, what do you want to talk about? And that's already the wrong question because the answer actually is I don't really want to talk. So it's hard to talk if you don't want to talk. You're not motivated.
Well, so I want to use this as a platform to ask you. I'm highlighting a little bit for me. So if you are, you could tend to be, because if you're more of a refiner personality, you could find that, hey, what if you run into a spot in life where it's like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't want to listen. I'm worn out. You know, I don't really know what to process or move forward. I've had enough. Could it be that you've had enough verbal communication or even listening to other people communicate? And you're at the place where you're no longer energized. Maybe it's a time in the day, maybe it's a time in the week where you're suddenly like, what is going on? Why did I lose the inspiration or the motivation or the energy that I'm used to operating in? Well, if you are a seer or a refiner, it could be that you've experienced either you've had to communicate a lot or you've had to listen to other people's communication, and that may have been a drain.
Could it also be that when you don't necessarily have a good balance of when there's more of the thing that's maybe opposite to your natural innate abilities? That sounded really good.
That sounded all technical and stuff. Hey, way to go, baby.
Anyway, I'm just sharing my thoughts here. But could it be that when there's not a good balance of maybe having an outlet or doing just as much of the thing that does come natural to you or motivate you,
well, that's why
that it drains more of your energy.
Well, that's why we focus a lot on energy when we talk about who, you know, your personality, part of your identity, what you're bringing, because there are things that naturally energize you in your unique combination of whoever you are, and then there are things that actually drain your energy.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the more time you're spending involved in things that are energizing, like it may be work, it may be hard, but it's actually energizing you emotionally, mentally, and that equals physically as well. You're going to be more energized if you're spending more time there, right?
Yeah.
If you're spending more time on things that aren't as energizing or as a drain, yeah, of course, you'll feel that drain on that side.
Right.
So
it's about that balance then. But
it's about
how when it's like a season, I mean.
No, it's not even. It's not. It's even. Right. There's things that you can be involved in that you more so. For me, my combination, I like to not only bring excellence in the process, but I like to start something and see a completion.
And see it finish.
I don't like to start and all these ideas and potential. So if I'm involved in a lot of just ideas and start and hypothetical,
and
that's ultimately going to
set in stone.
be an energy drain in general for my combination. But it's again, there are smaller sections where it's like, okay, for me, like I said, I spent quite a few hours yesterday listening to some different trainings, and it was all that listening. Suddenly I'm like, you know, even last night we went to talk. It's like, hey, whatever, the kids are in bed, you and I are finally hanging out, and I didn't have anything to say because not that I overspoke, but I listened. So
I knew
let's go on your side though, because we focus mainly on. Where do you find?
What's the question?
Yeah.
Like,
so where do you find?
I'm the exact opposite. Like that does not drain me, and those things actually give me energy.
So where in that line, where would you find, say, I've had enough, and I've lost motivation? Like where do you find that suddenly you just don't know what to do? Maybe just like curl up in a pile in the corner.
I do have that. I mean, not literally, but like that.
Where it's like okay, I hit
frustrated and you're.
I hit a spot where I'm stuck.
Probably when there's too much of the same and not much seems to be happening.
Sure.
So they're like not necessarily routine of like actual daily things. That I mean, sure, there needs to be some like action, but you can create that yourself. And I know that routine works, but I mean like routine in life, when you tend to put yourself out there, or you're learning and you're growing, but nothing actually seems to stick, or things.
So you're getting, okay, you're getting pretty broad though, like. Right. Just saying, in a week, where, or in a day, where would you get to the point where you're like, I can't do, normally what I do, or I hit this block, so I hit a block where I'm like, I don't know what to say, I don't really feel like talking, where something you hit,
really have that.
Yeah, it won't be talking, it's something else. That's why.
Or yeah, I mean, I sometimes do like to just be in my own space.
No, that's not the. Because you're trying to mirror what I'm saying, but that's not. So one thing.
Too many like planning things,
yes,
organizing things, and things just one thing after another, and it's all like done for me. There's no spontaneity. There's no flow in the way that I want to see flow. After a while, I'm like,
Sure. So yeah, routine.
Yeah.
And details.
Details, yeah, a lot of details.
I mean, so
if for example, in my head and it's not out where I can visually see it, that's like overwhelming.
For example, one thing I can think of we did recently is. The other week, I decided I'm going to make the menu.
Oh, it's amazing, people. I got to tell you about that, but you say it.
I'm going to make the menu for what we're going to eat for dinner. She's still cooking, but what we found was a big part of the jam up in your day, which would end up take a lot of your energy and ultimately a lot of time, was figuring out what to make for dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it still wouldn't take a whole lot of extra time. It's just like, so I'm making my grocery list and I grocery shop for the week, but I do not know what I'm going to make yet in that week. That is very much a daily thing, where in the morning I will just take something out of the freezer, and then I'll still in the day have to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. And often, because of busyness of life, when I don't have actual time to like look at recipes, get inspired, and find something that I can do with it, I will maybe have 30 minutes, and in those 30 minutes I will go to the easiest, the thing I already know how to do and make, unless I found some easy recipe.
But what we found a lot is you would be sitting there, and then you would in the back of your mind knew you had to do this, and so all day you're like, yeah, I need to figure out, I have the meat out here, I need to figure out, and then you would like go, and then you would get sidetracked. You'd let yourself just get, because you were half overwhelmed at, I had enough trying to figure this thing out, right? Because of the details and trying to figure out, hey, plan and figure this out. It just doesn't work as well. It's not energizing.
I would find things, but then because I don't know ahead of time before I go grocery shopping, I would find, oh, I don't have this for this, so I can't make this. Then I'm already on my 5th or 7th recipe, and now I'm running out of time. And I actually now need to focus on the next thing, or that's not going to happen.
So to support that, what I did was, hey, let me make the menu. So I sat down, maybe half an hour. I made a menu for 4 weeks of things she makes already, but I planned it out this day, and gave it to her. And then she's like, this week I can see what I shop for. I know what meat I get out in the morning. I don't have to think. Boom.
Which is also amazing because it cut down my actual grocery shopping time, and every now and then the bill, because then I would walk in the store and I'd be like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to make something that needs that, but let me just get it because in case I need it, right? And it's just like you're walking around. I have a list. I always shop with a list, but there's like tons of other stuff that I would be getting that I might not be using, or I would resort to actually making the easy freezer stuff, like not healthy, and on the nights where I'm like,
So that's just recognizing, hey, maybe you're more of an advancer and I like Esther, and trying to figure out, plan, schedule, a lot of routine, the same thing.
So I knew this. I've heard about meal planning and how amazing it is, and these moms and whatever, you know. I've known that for a long time, right? I don't know if I've ever really tried it. But anyway, and I'm like, but that's just like for me to sit down on a Sunday. This is what these people do, right? On a Sunday, they go and like meal prep for the whole week for all their kids and whatever and all that thing. Anyway.
That's
meal prep or make all the rest. No, but just to like spend my free time and then go and plan and organize and do this thing. I'm like, yeah, that's really like work.
So just recognize the people around you and, you know, find out, hey, my husband, my wife, the people I'm around, how can we complement and support one another? And, you know, use our strengths and our skill sets in that. So we're getting a little off topic almost.
Oh, we are?
Almost.
No, but the cool thing...
But that was finding what hits kind of your energy drain, or what hits, makes you feel like to the point where you've had enough, you don't really know what to do because you hit this block. Yeah. So if you're more of a creator, a D personality, you may find that if you're not able to make decisions or choices, where there's too many decisions and choices made for you, that you'll just hit a point where, hey, I don't have the freedom to choose and to create action. You may find a block in your day. You know, you may have been just part of everyone else's decisions, and you're not able to have that ability to create momentum and action to make choices, or you've had too much routine, because a creator likes to have, you know, kind of ride the wave, have different experiences or different options as well. That may be a spot where you find a drain. Or what do you think for an executor? An S style, where would they find that they get to the point where they've had enough? Think of like our kids, like they come home from school and they're kind of overwhelmed.
When there's too many like details, but like bigger picture details. So it's all like...
So that's not necessarily details, that'd be bigger like, picture. I know sometimes the kids who are S style or executor style in our family, when they come home from school, if there was a lot of conflict in class, like kids not following rules, being loud, the teacher having to correct a lot, that gets them to a point where they just, boom, you know, our daughter will come home, she'll be worn out, a little bit emotional, because if there was some conflict, a substitute teacher or something, the kids are rowdy, loud, there's a lot of correction. They don't like any confrontation. They don't like anything that feels like confrontation, disagreement, a different point of view, not harsh challenging, but challenging conversation.
She just had that last night with her training, and her coach was just actually talking to the whole team. But like the last game, they lost by a lot, and he was like, "You all were just walking, and you should not be walking on the field. And what were you doing? And I never want to see that again." And I don't just blame you guys, but I blame myself. Well, all of that talk to my executor S daughter is like, oh, she was talking the whole ride home. She's also a external processor, so she has to talk about it to process it. But she was like, oh, that was just not, and then he had said some specific things to her as well, and so she wasn't upset, but she can't give that she can't give that a place.
So you can find a blockage, like, I don't know, I'm I ran out of energy. I ran out of inspiration in order to be able to do my next thing. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Another thing the executor would run into would be a lot of change.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
You know,
your day is gonna go a certain way, and then a lot of things happen where the normal is just not happening.
Yes, quick changes, change the plans, change the direction in driving, you know, when we're going somewhere and the kids know how to get there and I want to go a different way because I need to stop somewhere, or I just want to mix it up because I do like a little bit of change, surprisingly, in my style.
Yes, you do.
They'll be like, why are we turning this way? Why are we going, what? You know, that change, they need time to process that. And so if you're finding there's a lot of change, you could find that.
And a lot of these things, in the moment, it may not feel like overwhelming, but you might feel like at the end of your day or later in the week when there was a lot of those things to your personality, different things for each personality, that you find yourself like, I'm sleeping good, but I'm tired, or I'm just not motivated, I'm not inspired, or whatever it is, right? The one thing with the meal planning is really cool because now I literally do not have to think about it. I just look visual, it's right there, the what I'm gonna make, the recipe, whatever is there. I don't have to think about it. So now I have time and energy to actually spend time on the things that I care about, or I'm more inspired, or all those things, right? And that's the point. So you can really be all that you are and stuff. So anyway.
So how would you, we can wrap this up here in a minute. So how would you look from, you know, I need to replenish some energy, or I need to get inspired. So how would you support yourself? You know, I'm going to make a plan to support myself today. What tip would you have, just as an advancer, personality style? What would you do?
Yeah, I would create some time where I can go and do something I enjoy, whether it's going for a bike ride, or go to the mall, or go to a coffee place, or something like out of the ordinary that is not in your, if you have some time that you can create, or
but for you, so what this week,
I'm obviously not giving that, right? He's asking me, and then
well, you're thinking too technically, trying to give a technical answer. I'm saying personally, what would you do? So I know for you, you'll go and communicate to somebody. You'll find somebody to call, somebody to talk to. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, because that's energizing. So you'll get on the phone or FaceTime and talk to a few people and be like, yo, what's up? And because that will energize you, that will replenish and refocus, right? So not to be really
to the routine part.
Sure.
Like if you have a lot of routine and it's all, you know, taking care of other people or whatever, and you haven't had something for yourself. Maybe you don't go out and you watch a show or whatever, you know, like I was more talking to that part. But yes, on the communicating part, if I had to do some research or all the back end of different things, right, to actually put yourself out there, after a while it's like, I just need to like, most of the time I call my brother or somebody, you know, and I'm like, yo, what's up? What you doing? What you busy with? Let's chat, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
And for me, of course, now knowing, hey, I've had a lot of communication, I would definitely be spending some time thinking, processing through information, putting some, you know, strategy plan to it. I'll maybe do some research on some projects that I need to do, but I will try to manage myself where I'm not going to spend as much time today, you know, maybe listening to other people.
Right.
I'm still going to communicate with my family and things,
but
it's saying, hey, why did I hit this? Just being able to recognize where you hit kind of this space where I've had enough. You know, I'm out of energy, I'm out of motivation, I'm out of inspiration. I'm even struggling to generate in my natural style. Why is that? And identifying that, and then how do I manage myself forward to, you know, bring my best to myself, the people around me, and the situation that I'm in. Like, if you're whatever position at work or your business, whatever it is, your family, how do I re-energize myself? What can I focus on today or in this moment that's going to shift things around and generate for my environment? So I know it's half educational, half talking today, but
I thought it was good.
I didn't know what else to say.
You, so no, it was real. I had all kinds of ideas. It's like, yeah, I'm not in that space. Yep. I'm not inspired. I cannot tell you what I even want to talk about. So I don't know. I think I gave like 20 different topics and ideas and thoughts, and I did the whole thing, right? And I'm like, it's not.
And nothing landed because
maybe we should just go on another day.
Nothing landed because the fact is, like, if I have to carry my end of the conversation, my process is I need to be able to say something that's like more factual, whatever. And when I was overwhelmed by communication, it's like you gave at least 20 ideas and everything was just flat. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I do know. We can talk about this though, and you know, hopefully empower you guys. Just say, hey, this is who I am. This is who.
And it's all about recognizing those things, and that is what we love about the personality. Not to box you in, but to understand yourself better and understand the people around you better, and that all those things that come naturally to you, they carry a value of who. That's how you were created. So let's not push them down or fight them or think they're wrong or no, let's learn about them and let's understand them so that you can recognize those things when those things happen. They're very real. I mean, it's not all like on top of the mountain, right? Smelling the roses. Oh my word. But in those moments that it's not, you can recognize and know what to do for yourself that would energize again, bring back energy, bring back life, inspire, all those things.
And you know, all of that. Our two big mine.
I thought we were done.
Yes, but you said to move from understanding to celebrating the people. Celebration and collaboration.
Yes.
Like, not just I understand you, but I celebrate you by pulling on your strengths and supporting your strengths and really celebrating you. Not like woo party, but
no.
Like valuing who you are and what you bring, utilizing that and supporting that, and then collaborating. Like you bring what you bring, I bring what I bring, and together, whether it's personality styles, whether it's spheres of influence, passions, you know, whatever it is, like coming together, celebrating your difference, who you are, where you operate, what you do, and I have the same confidence in myself and where I'm at, and then together, let's impact the world for good. Let's bring solutions.
I mean, for real, that's what it is about. Synergy, doing it together, all of that. So
you're amazing, baby.
Yeah, baby. Oh, there you go. My
all right.
Is finished.
Hey, cheers to you guys again.
Have a good one.
You're awesome.
See you next week.
Bye.